So, you finally decided to tell me.
Well, darling, secrets are no fun when kept for too long.
The air in our living room hung heavy, thick with the scent of her lavender candle flickering on the coffee table. It was a scent I used to love, one that wrapped around us during quiet evenings. Now it felt like a shroud. Sarah's laughter sliced through the silence, sharp and careless, as she tossed her head back, her wine glass tilting dangerously in her hand. "Oh, come on, Ben," she said, her voice lilting with that teasing edge she wielded like a blade. "You know Jake was, well, let's just say bigger in every way." Her eyes glinted, daring me to react, but her smile faltered when she saw my face, my jaw tight, my hands frozen around the beer bottle, the cold glass biting into my palms. I forced a chuckle, but it came out strangled, like a cough caught in my throat. "Funny." I managed my voice flat. Her words echoed in my skull, each syllable a splinter embedding deeper. Jake. Her ex. The man she swore was ancient history, boxed up and buried years before we met. Yet here he was, summoned in a single breath, his shadow sprawling across our cozy, lamplit room. I stared at the rug, its intricate patterns blurring as my mind churned. Was it just a joke? A tipsy jab meant to rile me up? Or was there something else, something heavier, lurking beneath her flippant tone? The evening unraveled from there, though I tried to stitch it back together. We ate dinner, her favorite pasta dish I'd spent hours perfecting, the sauce simmering with memories of better days. But every clink of her fork against the plate felt like a countdown. She chatted about her day, work, her annoying boss, the usual, while I nodded, my thoughts spiraling. Her phone sat face down on the table, its silence louder than her words. I couldn't stop glancing at it, wondering why it hadn't buzzed all night. Sarah, who was always glued to her screen, hadn't touched it once. My stomach twisted, a knot of unease tightening with every passing minute. Later, as we washed dishes side by side, the kitchen filled with the soft clatter of plates and the hum of the faucet, I tried to shake it off. "You're being paranoid," I told myself, scrubbing a pan harder than necessary. Her comment was just a throwaway line, a playful dig. We'd been married 5 years, together for 7. She loved me. I loved her. But love doesn't erase doubt, does it? It just makes it sharper, like a knife you didn't see coming. I glanced at her, her dark hair pulled into a messy bun, her lips humming a tune I didn't recognize. She seemed so normal, so herself. Yet that phone, still untouched, sat like a grenade on the counter. That night, I couldn't sleep. The bedroom was too quiet, the kind of quiet that amplifies every creak of the house, every rustle of the sheets. Sarah slept soundly, her breaths even, her body curled away from me. I stared at the ceiling, replaying her words, dissecting them for meaning. Jake was bigger. Bigger how? In stature? In presence? Or something else, something intimate, something she'd never hinted at before? My mind conjured images I didn't want, memories of her late nights at work, her sudden weekend trips to clear her head. I'd never questioned them. Why would I? Trust was the foundation we'd built, wasn't it? The next morning, I woke to find her gone, her side of the bed cold. A note on the fridge said she'd gone to the gym, but the clock read 6:15 a.m., too early for her usual routine. I stood there, the note crinkling in my hand, my heart pounding like a drum in my chest. I told myself it was nothing. People change their schedules. But then I saw her phone, left behind on the counter, its screen dark and lifeless. Sarah never left without it. Never. My fingers hovered over it, trembling. I'd never snooped before. Never had a reason to. But now, the weight of her absence, her words, her phone's unnatural stillness, pressed against me like a physical force. I picked it up. The lock screen stared back, demanding her passcode. I typed in her birthday, my fingers clumsy, and the screen unlocked. My breath caught, guilt and fear warring in my chest. I opened her messages, scrolling past our thread. Heart emojis, grocery lists, mundane love notes, to a name I hadn't expected, Jake. My vision tunneled, the world narrowing to those 4 letters. The thread was short, just a few messages from the past week. "Coffee tomorrow," he'd written. "Missed you." Her reply, "Can't wait. Same place." My heart stopped, then lurched forward, a sickening thud against my ribs. Coffee. It could be innocent, couldn't it? Old friends catching up? But the mist you burned, a brand searing into my skin. I set the phone down, my hands shaking so badly I nearly dropped it. The kitchen spun, the walls closing in, the air too thick to breathe. I wanted to scream, to call her, to demand answers, but my voice was trapped, lodged somewhere deep in my throat. Instead, I waited. I sat at the table, staring at the phone, counting the minutes until she returned. When the door finally opened, her gym bag slung over her shoulder, her face flushed with exertion, I felt a surge of love so fierce it nearly drowned the betrayal. Nearly. "Hey," she said, smiling, oblivious to the storm inside me. "You're up early. Where were you?" My voice was low, controlled, but it trembled at the edges. She frowned, her smile fading. "The gym. I left a note." "Without your phone?" I held it up, my grip tight, my eyes locked on hers. Her expression shifted. Surprise, then something else, something fleeting and guarded. "I forgot it." "What's the big deal?" I stood, my chair scraping against the floor. "The big deal is Jake." Her name on my tongue tasted like ash. "You're meeting him for coffee. You missed him." Her eyes widened, then narrowed, a flash of defiance crossing her face. "You went through my phone?" Her voice was sharp, accusing, as if I were the one who'd crossed a line. "Answer the question, Sarah." My voice cracked, raw with the weight of everything I didn't want to believe. She set her bag down, her movements slow, deliberate. "It's not what you think," she said, but her tone was too careful, too measured. "We're just catching up. Old friends." "Old friends don't say missed you." I shot back, my voice rising despite myself. "Old friends don't make you leave your phone behind like you're hiding something." She flinched, her lips parting, but no words came. The silence stretched, heavy and suffocating, until she finally spoke. "I didn't mean to hurt you," she whispered, her eyes glistening. "It was just nostalgia. Nothing happened." "Nothing happened?" I laughed, a bitter, hollow sound. "Then why lie? Why sneak around? Why bring him up last night like it was some joke?" She stepped closer, her hand reaching for me, but I pulled back, the space between us a chasm. "Ben, I love you," she said, her voice breaking. "I swear it's nothing. I got curious. I wanted to see if he'd changed." "And has he?" The question slipped out, sharp and venomous. "Is he still bigger?" Her face crumpled, tears spilling over, but I couldn't feel sorry. Not yet. Not when my heart was shattering, piece by jagged piece. "I'm sorry," she sobbed. "It was a stupid mistake. I didn't think." "You didn't think I'd find out," I finished, my voice cold. "But I did. And now I don't know what to believe." The room fell silent, the lavender candle long since burned out, its absence leaving only the faint smell of smoke. I looked at her, the woman I'd loved for years, and saw a stranger. The betrayal wasn't just Jake. It was the lie, the secrecy, the casual way she'd let his name slip, testing the waters, testing me. I wanted to forgive her, to rebuild what we had, but the trust was gone, scattered like ash in the wind. As I turned to leave, her voice followed me, small and desperate. "Ben, please. We can fix this." I paused at the door, my hand on the knob, my heart a battlefield of love and rage. "Maybe," I said, not looking back. "But not today." And with that, I stepped into the cold morning air, the door clicking shut behind me, the sound final, like the end of something I'd thought would last forever.